He was challenging those who were thinking that sexuality was something immoral. It doesn't matter, it has nothing to do. He was trying to teach them really the morality of the church and the Christian life. Paul rejects the pagan thinking that tried to separate the body from the soul and emphasizes that the body and soul are made for God. And so, which means, in this case, he was trying to say that sexual immorality of any kind was a sin in the eyes of God. Continuing then, the Gospel narrates the call of Philip. When he responded, he spread the good news to Nathanael. And on seeing Jesus, Nathanael automatically sees the Son of God, while Jesus himself sees the true Israelite whose heart was free from pride and prejudice, and who saw in Jesus the satisfaction of all his longing. You remember the first question somebody, Nathanael asked was, could anything good come from Nazareth? Because always people were expecting important things to happen from important places. Christ to be born in maybe a palace and so on and so forth. Things coming have to come from expected sources. But we know that God works in a mysterious way. He doesn't do things the way we expect it, but he does things the way he likes. So, my dear friends, today's readings have a lot to say about the call of the Lord and the meaning of discipleship. You know, we are all called to be disciples of Christ. As I often say, it is a privilege. Faith is a gift. It is not everybody that has that gift. For some of us, in spite of the difficulties, in spite of the problems, we still make up time to give time to God, knowing fully that our life is not ours. But that gift is not given to everybody. And sometimes, some people, because of what they believe, in spite of difficulties, in spite of problems, when even you don't expect them to be around, and still they manage to come to say, thank God, in spite of all that has been happening to me. So, to every one of us is called, and a response is needed. The boy Samuel, when he understood the call, he responded, and God used him as a tool. You and I were called to different things. Some of us will be called to come and serve at the vestry. Some of us will be called to come and even be present at all in the church. That is good enough. There is nothing we do in the church that is not commendable by God. So that is why we say to you, you might be called in different ways. There are obstacles and difficulties on the way. Sometimes the obstacles and difficulties might be a friend, it might be a job, it might be those you care for, it might even be a member of your family. But if you listen to the voice of God, which is not always clear, but if you leave yourself open, that prompting will be there, and it will not go without response. When the Lord called, Samuel said, "Speak, Lord, your servant is listening." Which means your servant is open.